Hey there, Start here. I've got one more level 99 no mods clear team that I'm going to run for you guys. And so this one, this one probably qualifies as my most budget guide, and it's probably the last one I'm going to do because I think it pretty much demonstrates what to expect from the boss over the course of several turns. This is going to be a 6, maybe 7 turn clear. Should be a 6 turn clear. It might go to 7 turns. We'll find out. It just depends on variance, but it should show you what to expect from this boss if all you're trying to do is clear up to level 99, and should give you the basics of what you need to survive and get this fight done. So let's get in here. No mod, so we can ignore that. Here is the team. So we've got Ingus. Ingus is here for breaks and for imperils and for the wind imperil field. We've got Beatrix as our budget tank. Obviously, if you have a better magic tank, put a better magic tank in that slot. Someone, if you have the new Elena, put the new Elena in there. You do not have to use Beatrix. I'm just using her because she is like literally bottom barrel budget magic tank that you can get away with here. Anybody would be better in that slot. Obviously, Elena is great because she brings the bigger leader skill. I'm using my EX1 Dwayne for his, 300% leader skill, which I think kind of qualifies as a quote-unquote budget leader skill for this fight. We are still relying on Chizuru. We are still bringing Bulwark because, man, he is just like fantastic. And of course, Sylvie, just to help keep everybody going and keep everybody alive. Dwayne and Chizuru are really the only damage dealers in this fight. And yeah, even though Chizuru is a trance, which isn't great for like a longer fight, we are still going to make it work. So let's take a look at the gear real quick. So in Ingus's normal form, we gave him the Empress's Rod and the Treasure Memorial Ring for that turn 1 morale fill. That's all you really need. You can ignore everything else in this form. In his Brave Shift form, you want to make him, try and get him as close to full evade, if not full evade, as you can. So Crimson Butterfly and Lock's Dagger, and then evade there. And that pretty much gets him to where he needs to be. And then the vision card I gave him was Sylvie's vision card. Since he's dual wielding, that means that this ability will proc twice, so he gets 350 morale per turn. Yep, and that's all he really needs. He's not dealing any damage. He's just here for the breaks. Make sure you have fully crowned him. Really the only one you need to crown is this in his Brave Shift form, to make sure that his Brave Shifted LB now does the big imperils, the big imperil field, and the breaks. Okay. Beatrix, don't need to worry about her normal form. In her Brave Shift form, just build her for solid bulk, as much spirit and HP as you can. Definitely give her as much wind resist as you can. I gave her, so this is Melissa's card. You don't need Melissa to get this card anymore. You can now buy this in the Perma VC Select shop. I will say that it can be a little difficult to find, because if you go looking in the original shop, it's not there. They made another one. So there are now 2 Perma VC shops. I guess, there were too many entries in the first one, so they had to make a new one. This one is in the Perma VC Select 2 shop, and that's all the way at the bottom on your permanent, under the permanent shops tab. Okay, so it's a little hidden, but it's down there, don't worry. And I picked up like 3 of them, as you'll see on this team. And they're great because they do 400 morale per turn. So that's really all that's there for. Yep, so she's good to go. She's got mainly wind resist, that's the big one, and then some dark resist as well. All right. Chizuru in her normal form, it's really inconsequential. Tyvus' Spirit is nice if you have it. If you don't, it's not the biggest deal if you don't have it, but I will use it on this clear. Obviously the Cool Smile Vision card is great on Chizuru. If you don't have it, just use the best card that you have. I will say Chizuru is definitely very swappable here. If you have like 2B, throw 2B in there. Just your best damage dealer, right? So I'm doing this, I'm kind of doing this the hard way by doing only physical damage dealers, which means I can only do my bursts on turns 3, 6, 9, okay? So obviously you don't have to do it this way, but if your best DPS units are physical damage dealers, then this is the way to go. All right, Chizuru, all the best Clash gear I have, and then, you know, all the killers I can possibly fit in there. So I think her killers are sitting at 175 Bird, 125 Demon, and 200 Fairy. Yeah, she's hard to build for this. 300 LB damage, and but yeah, I mean, we still get it done. We get it done. Bulwark, don't really care what his build looks like. You know, if you want to build him evade, that would probably be good. I don't think he has any evasion in his kit, but he's pretty bulky as it is. He should be fine. Again, gave him another copy of Melissa's vision card now that it's free in the shop for morale fill, and that's it. Sylvie is our evade provoke unit to provoke all the single target physicals, and she will evade them all, which is great. On the turns where units get snorted, it's definitely a possibility she'll get snorted on those turns, and the other, you know, the other people on the team might take a few hits, but I haven't found that that's been an issue yet. Pretty much the exact same build in both forms. Again, Melissa's vision card for the morale fill. All right, my Dwayne, since he's EX1, I'm not giving him his STMR. Obviously, his STMR would be a better slot there, but I'm just going with what I've got here as a sort of budget build. So two Noctis TMRs for the LB damage boost, his helm, obviously, Crystal Gloves for LB damage buff, Ruler's Chainmail, Warlord Leg Guards for TDW, more TDW there in that slot, and then just killers. I gave him the special VC because it's got 2 out of the 3 killers with Demon and Fairy, which is nice. So then all you really have to worry about is the Bird killer, and I think he is good to go. Yep, he is capped on everything, Bird, Demon, and Fairy with 300 LB damage. Nice. All right, so this is the team. Let's get in here and see how we get this done. Hopefully I can get it done in 6 turns. All right, first thing we'll do, we'll shift Ingus. All right, he is going to do full breakdown, fill LB, and wind slash. That's really just to hit the boss with some wind. Bulwark's going to do chirrup and Moogly mixtape. Sylvie's going to do paladin's defense, burgeoning defense, and not so fast, because we have to get rid of the attack and mag buffs, or else Beatrix is going to die. Alright, Beatrix is just going to do what she does, which is cover and saintly protection. Alright, Dwayne, we're just going to do blood shield and hellfire infusion for that's purely for the morale fill, and then just power ravage. Chizuru is going to start her spring wind blade to start her ramp. So the idea is we're going to do like a really big burst on turn 3, and then we're going to do or I shouldn't say really big burst. We're going to do our biggest burst on turn 3, and then another burst on turn 6 to finish the boss. That's sort of the plan here. Alright, so yeah, you see the Mirage stacks take care of any AoE physicals, Beatrix handles all the magic damage, Sylvie soaks up all the single target physicals. No problem there. Alright, Bulwark is now going to Hurricane Harmony, Chirrup, and Moogly Mixtape. We're just doing some morale fill here. He'll do the killers next turn. Chizuru does Eastern Winds. Dark Knight Dwayne, we're going to go ahead and use Arcane Supplementation because our next burst will be our biggest one, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And then just hit the boss twice. Sylvie we got to put up our Compassionate Knight, Elemental Vines, Elemental Petals. Beatrix. Beatrix on this turn is, yeah, we're just going to keep doing that. Ingus can go ahead and do his LB now. All right, so morale is a little bit of a struggle for budget teams. The boss does do a fair bit of morale against you in here, so do keep that in mind. You do want to make sure you're not just like ignoring your morale generation in this fight, because the boss will push back quite a bit, especially when you start pushing thresholds. Okay. All right, so we're ready to do our first burst. Sylvie is going to shift. We're going to do Leaping Love. All right, and that's just for the modifier boost to the LBs. Angus is going to do Wind Slash for the slightly higher wind imperil. Bulwark is now going to do Sacred Symphony for the Demon Killer. Pomelo's Prelude for Bird Killer, and Moop's Melody for Fairy Killer. And that takes care of all of our killers, all in one. It's beautiful. Alright, Chizuru does her LB, Dwayne does an LB, and this should do something like between 50 and 60% of the boss's HP. The boss does still have 3 billion HP, so they've kind of held that over from the previous boss. So it looks like that's sort of the new baseline going forward, is going to be 3 billion HP, so just keep that in mind. Okay, that was a much bigger burst than I usually I usually hit. We must have rolled high. Normally I'm more like, you know, around between 40 and 45%, but that's great. That means we're definitely going to finish this fight on turn 6, no problem. All right, so we'll just do cover, Saintly Protection again. Yeah, 1 point. I'm usually doing like 1.6, so that was above average, but that's great. I'll take it. All right, so you see Beatrix got snorted, so did it looks like Ingus and Sylvie. All right, so some of the single targets, you know, they're just gonna go everywhere. Dwayne and Chizuru should be fine. Yeah, even Bulwark was able to, because we still have a lot of those mitigations up, so that was fine. That was fine. All right, so on this turn, we are going to do, we gotta remove the attack and mag breaks again. We gotta do elemental vines. Actually, sorry, let's do, not so fast. Passionate Night, elemental vines. Okay. Yep, and Bulwark. We'll go ahead and do Chirrup, Moogly Mixtape, and now we'll just do Hurricane Harmony again. Okay, we're gonna do Strong Samurai Spirit. What am I doing? Strong Samurai Spirit. And Eastern Winds to make sure we keep our Katana Imperil going. Wait, let me double check that. I'm just double checking myself. How much longer is the Katana Imperil? Oh no, we're good. We're good on the Katana Imperil, never mind. Alright, so let's do Strong Samurai. Let's go ahead and do Staunch Samurai to give, because we need Beatrix to have a little more LB fill. And then Focus Strength for the Mirage. Okay, because we need Beatrix to do her LB so that the party has general mitigation. Alright, Ingus will just go ahead and do Wind Slash again just to hit the boss. And yeah, we'll just do Triple Power Ravage here just to hit the boss. Alright, Dwayne will get his SLB next turn to do the mod boost. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do his SLB. Chizuru's going to do Tyvis' Spirit. Sylvie's now going to shift. Alright, she's going to do Paladin's Offense, Poach Demon on Dwayne, and I've got your back on Dwayne. Okay, Beatrix is going to go back to doing what she always does, cover and Saintly Protection. Bulwark is going to Chirrup, Moogly Mixtape. Oh. And what should the third thing be? We'll just make sure we're all imbued. Actually, no, let's do the killer. Moogly mixtape and Sacred Symphony. All right, Angus can go ahead and do his LB again, just to make sure breaks and everything, breaks and imperils are applied. Okay. Alright, so now we should be ready to kill. Take this thing down. Alright, Sylvie. Let's see, on this turn, what does Sylvie need to do? Sylvie doesn't really need to do anything on this turn, does she? She can just kind of hang out. Yeah, same here. Bulwark. We'll do all the killers again. Avian and Fairy. Okay, we should all still have our Wind Imbue, right? Yeah. Okay, Angus will go ahead and do Wind Slash for that extra 5% Imperil field. Okay, and oh, it looks like we're gonna have to do a bit of fill, so I'm gonna do Paladin's Defense for the Mirage, and double Clever Paladin Strike, just to make sure we fill up Chizuru. All right, and then Dwayne. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do Beatrix's LB as well, just to make sure everyone has some general mitigation. This is just in case you don't kill on this turn, and then the boss will snort again. We just want to make sure that we have mitigations in place, just in case we take a little damage next turn. All right, so Dwayne and Chizuru should finish this off here, and now let's see how we do. Yeah, boom. Yeah, too easy. I think there was one time where I came up short and I was like 1 or 2%. You know, I just had two low rolls on my 2 burst turns, and that happens. And I just finished it off on turn 7. It was, you know, when you're that close, even with the mitigation up, you can still take off 1 or 2% easily enough. So yeah, that's how you do it with strictly physical damage dealers. If you don't have, you know, if you don't have Kaito, if you have Richt can also get rid of those defense buffs for you, and you know, he can obviously make short work of this. So there's the spread. Yeah, Chizuru doing majority of the damage. Of course, she is EX3. My Dwayne's only EX1, right? But yeah, so that's how you can get this one done. The boss does have 3 billion HP, so keep that in mind. You got to chew through 3 billion to get this one done. But that's one way to get a level 99 clear with no mods, for those of you just trying to clear this one out. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Thanks for following me, and I will see you on the other side.